Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And if you have ever desired to use your card to do any transaction online and your interest is to buy things online, or you want to do certain transactions and you require your card to be active in buying those stuff online, then this video is for you. And I don't want to skip any part because you don't want to miss out on what I'm about to share with you. And the first thing I want to know is that CBN has just brought up that's the Central Bank of Nigeria. If you're Nigerian and you are curious about getting to transact online from the comfort of your home with your card, then this information I'm about to share is for you. CBN just brought up or they proposed a particular guideline that will be effective anytime from now. And if that is anything to go by, it's actually going to affect everyone who is a freelancer, everyone who does anything online, everyone who makes any kind of payment online. So if that describes you, then this information that I'm sharing is just something that you need to hear. But then before we dive into that, the first thing I want to show you is I want to share with you how personally I make payments online. There are several ways to do that, and I want to believe that in a recent time, maybe you are one of those people that have been into arbitraging with card arbitrage now per se, or you're one of those people that have been making some payments online. You buy certain goods online, you make payments for courses online, you pay for online classes and what have you, and you've been doing all that with card in time past. I tell you, as it stands now, virtually all Naira cards are no longer able to do all of those. And if you want to do all those things, you don't need to run Scatter. In this particular video, I'm going to show you how I have been doing all of that easily and very swiftly at the comfort of my house. I'll tell you the cards that have been working for me because most of, at least 99% of Nigerian Naira cards are no longer working for that purpose. At some point, they reduced the limit. Some were 100 limits in a month before, some 200 limits in a month before, but then they reduced the limit to 20 limits. But as it stands now, most of those cards, actually all those cards, have been banned from online transactions. Now, how do you get to do all those online transactions? Not necessarily arbitrage, but you want to make payments for courses online, you want to buy goods online using your card. This is how you do it, and you pay in foreign currency. The first thing I recommend is, why don't you consider opening a domiciliary account? What is a domiciliary account? Domiciliary account is a foreign account that an individual can operate at the comfort of your home country. So as a Nigerian, I can have a domiciliary account in USD, I can have account in GBP, I can have account in Euro. So it depends on your own interest. So you can consider opening a domiciliary account, and it's very easy. Now, what do you need to get started if you want to open this kind of account? Two things. You need to get two referees. And the condition is that for somebody to be your referee, the person must have a valid domiciliary account or a valid current account. And of course, either of the two is fine. If the person has a current account, he can also be your referee. If the person has a domiciliary account, he can also be your referee. And not just that alone, the account that the person is operating must not be less than 6 months old, meaning that that person must have been running an active current or domiciliary account for at least 6 months before the person can become your referee. And once the person agrees to sign as your referee, the next thing is go ahead and submit your registration form to your bank. You can make use of any bank of your choice as far as Nigeria is concerned. And once you are done filling, submit your field registration form to them, and your account will be created and it will be up and running. But that is not all. Even if you create your account and you want to make transaction using your card, the next thing you need to do is you need to go ahead and apply for your dollar card. If you're using if your account is USD, then you request for your dollar card. So go to the bank that you are interested, or the bank that you've chosen to open that account with. And once the account is open, of course, they will send the account number to you. The next thing is go ahead and make request for your foreign account card. And that is not all. They will charge a particular fee for that card. I think the last time for USD, some bank might charge you about 10 US dollar. And that's not just all. Once your card has been created and you have your card, that is not still all. Even if you decide to use your card number and your details to transact online, I want to tell you that it will not still go through. So what you need to do, go ahead and request for a card account. You tell them that they should create a card account for you from the bank. And once they create a card account, it's more or less like another account, but then it's linked up. All those accounts are linked up together. So tell them that you are interested in a card account. By the time you create your card account, then you are good to go. It is with the aid of this card account that you can now use your card to transact online. And once you have a card account, you can move funds from your main Dome account to your card account. And the question is, how do you get your account funded in a country like Nigeria, for example? There are two ways you can do that. The first way is go ahead and get your foreign currency from the black market. And once you're able to get from black market, deposit in your bank account, and you do what they call own account transfer. Transfer that cash from the Dome account itself to the card account that was created for you earlier. And with that, you can now go ahead and start using your card. That's number one way. Number two way is, if you have not considered being a freelancer, this is one reason why you should be one. Because as a freelancer, you are being paid in foreign currency. And so you can get paid into your Payoneer account. And from your Payoneer account, for example, some people, they use PayPal. And from those accounts, you can actually link them up with your bank account. From there, you get paid into your bank account, and then you have fund in your bank account to do all those online transactions. So that's the way personally me I've been using, and I believe it's going to be helpful to you as well. Now, the second thing that you need to do, if you really want to, if you don't want to go by opening maybe all those trades, you feel like it's stressful, you don't want to go by opening a foreign account with any of the banks in Nigeria, the next thing you can do is you can open a virtual account from the comfort of your home. Open a virtual account from the comfort of your home, and you will have all kinds of accounts that you're interested in, from USD to GBP to Euro to Ghana cedis accounts, all those kind of accounts, even Kenya shillings. You can have accounts in whatever currency you want. So what you need to do, you need to register with a platform that is called Gray.co. So without further delay, I'll just quickly show you on my application how you can navigate this Gray.co. If you don't have an account with them before, consider opening an account with Gray.co. And I'll also leave a link in the description box below so that you can get started. Now let me show you my phone app. Now here is my phone application. So all you just do is, if you have not created an account with Gray.co, check the description box below. Use that link to create an account with them. Of course, they have desktop version, and I'm using the phone interface because it's quite easy. Now, once you log in, you'll see something like this. The first thing you need to do is, as somebody that is just getting started, you need to request for a foreign account. So if you look at these quick actions, you can see send money to a Gray user, you can see create your Gray tag, you can all that. Then you now click on request a foreign account. You can see the foreign account that is available. So you just click the one that you want to request. If it's United States dollar, you click on that. If it's euro, you click on that. If it's GBP, you click on that. And once you click on that, it will just take a couple of minutes before your account will be created. But don't also forget that when you create your account on Gray.co, it's very important and expedient that you do your verification, because if you don't do your verification, you stand the risk of being limited on the application. Let me show you some of the things I've done here. And this is my history. So I've actually transacted on this platform very well. So I can assure you that this platform is legitimate and you cannot get scammed. So you can also go ahead and make your own findings. But personally, I've been using this platform. And let me say this disclaimer: I'm not affiliated to this platform, and neither do I know anybody at the back end. I'm just telling you based on my own personal experience. So don't take this verbatim as an investment advice, because it is not. So that's just it. And from here, you can request a virtual card. You can see cards. You can see get started, so physical debit card. You can also request for a virtual card. But there are conditions. So once you meet those conditions, you can also get a virtual card. And this virtual card is actually a foreign, account virtual card. So and you can use this virtual card to do your transaction. So I believe that if you follow all those guidelines and you make the most of this platform, you can also get ahead in your online journey. So you don't need to panic. There's nothing to panic about. One thing I'm sure of is, if you follow the due process, I can also get the document required, because you need to do verification and they require some valid identification means. If you have any of those, then you are good to go. So that's just it on Gray.co. Now back to what I said earlier. Quickly, I want to just expose you to the news that is coming from the Central Bank of Nigeria as it stands now, so that you'll be kept abreast of what is coming your way sooner than later. So the news is no other news. I can see it. So CBN, that's the Central Bank of Nigeria, they have decided to come up with what they call the domestic card. And what this card does is, this card is more or less like a way of integrating all your bank accounts into one card.
like some of us that we have multiple bank accounts and you have to get cards for each of those banks. Now CBN is coming up with a policy that will enable an individual to just have just one bank card, and that card can integrate multiple accounts together on that card. So you need to get acquainted with this, because there were times that we were looking for a large number of a large limits on our cards, and because of the limitations on each of the cards, a number of us that have been into this online business, we decided to open multiple accounts so that we can get cards for those accounts, and then we accumulate the limit on each of those cards so that we have more limits to transact in a month. But now that this is coming up, it is not effective, yes, but once it's effective, then that will no longer be possible. So you need to be abreast of this so that you know what is coming your way and you can plan accordingly. And that's why it is very expedient that you follow the first route that I told you about. Get a foreign account card, and with that, I think there are some cards that you have about 5,000 US dollar limits in a month, which is quite a lot. So our advice that you get that, because once this is effective, you can no longer operate with more than one card. More so as it stands now, Naira card are becoming more or less useless when it comes to online and international transactions. So this is just a news that you need to be aware of. CBN they are going to space out all those other cards, and it will be replaced by this domestic card SIM. And that is it on this particular edition of the lesson and the knowledge that I'm bringing your way. That's what I brought your way this day, and I believe that it's quite insightful. And if that's the case, please don't forget to encourage me by liking this video, also sharing with your friends, your neighbor, even your enemies too, and your acquaintances, so that they can be abreast of what is happening in their environment. Thank you very much, and I will be grateful if you can do all of those. Thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next